Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Hardcore. My name is Fungusaurus Rex, and in the previous episode we took on the Ender Dragon and emerged victoriously. And after that fantastic adventure, it was time to take a break and go on a bit of a holiday. So I made my way home, and from there I decided to go boating. And also explore some magnificently preserved underwater shipwrecks. So imagine my surprise when I finally came home and found this. Dear Mr. Rex, I am writing on behalf of Rex Corp. Our board of directors have taken an interest in your actions, and your defeat of the Ender Dragon has left them impressed. As such, they have authorized me to offer you the position of managing director. Should you be interested in the position, please contact me at your earliest convenience. Yours sincerely, Fungusaurus, CEO, Rex Corp. Well, that sounds very interesting indeed. So I think perhaps we should go pay Mr. Saurus a visit and find out what this is all about. And I've just come back from my meeting with Mr. Saurus, and I have taken the job. And he has commissioned me to turn this sleepy little village into a bustling hub of commerce. So with that in mind, it's time to start building. And the first thing on the menu is going to be a villager training academy. And for that, we're going to need to build a few other things as well. Now, the villager training academy is very important because it will allow the villagers to upscale their skills and be able to produce their goods at a much more efficient rate and charge much lower prices, because you have all seen how expensive these guys can be. But before I get there, I will be needing a few pieces of lime stained glass. And that of course means we need to build a cactus farm, because cactus is needed to make green dye. And I'm just going to level it out here. This will eventually be the commercial sector. And just a few more pieces of dirt that needs to go in here, and we can start building our cactus farm. So, how does it work? In order to build a cactus farm, you will need a chest, some hoppers, some sand, and of course, some cactus. Additionally, you will need a water bucket and some fencing. Now, the way that it works is cactus doesn't like anything to be next to it when it grows, so if you place a fence next to it like so, you will see it pops off. And we're going to use that mechanic to build a farm. So first things first, let's get rid of this and let's start building. To start off, you will need to place a temporary block at the bottom with a fence post on top of it, and then we put the sand on top of the fence post. Now we're going to get rid of that block down there eventually, so it doesn't matter what block you use, but as long as you have your sand on top of the fence post. Then we've just placed some cactus on top of it, get rid of the bottom block, and that is the principle of the entire farm. Next we place in some posts, and we're going to start at this end and then build it one higher than the cactus is at the moment and bring it out towards the middle of these cactuses. So then what we'll do is we'll get rid of the fence posts in between, leaving just the ones between the cactus, and we can get rid of these as well. Now when these cactuses grow, the fence post will be there and the piece that has grown will pop off. Now in order to collect these, we're going to need to build a water stream. And the easiest way to do it is simply to put down a few water sources at the one end, have it all flow down towards the middle, and then in the middle of that, we're going to use our hoppers to make a hopper chain, which will pick up and carry all of this cactus to the chest. So let's start over here. I'm going to put one right there, and then have all of the others feed into that hopper. And with that done, we can put down our chest over here. I'm just going to put down a single chest for now, just for demonstration. And as you'll see, if we throw a cactus into this water stream, it'll get picked up by the hoppers and fed into the chest. Lovely. And the next step is to build a wall surrounding your farm, otherwise some of the cactus that pop up might miss the water and land on the side, meaning they don't get collected. Now I like to see what's going on in my farm, so I usually use some glass in my walls, but that is not necessary. However, do not use glass panes as they will leave a ledge on which the cactus can land. And there we go, and that is the essentials you will need to build your cactus farm. However, you can use any block you like for the walls. I mean, literally anything you've got in your inventory will do just fine. As long as you don't care how it looks or whether you can see in or not, you can use literally any block you like. And that, ladies and gents, is the short version of how to build a cactus farm. And as you can see, we have lined up all of our sand pieces over here. However, we're also going to need a lot of glass, because as I mentioned, I like to use glass on my farm so I can see what's happening. And the best way to get a lot of glass is going to be to build a super smelter. So I'm just going to lay down a hopper chain over here. Lovely. Next, we'll place some furnaces on top of the hoppers. Some furnaces going in the back and some furnaces going in the top to feed in the fuel and whatever it is that we will need to smelt. Next, we're going to put down some rails on top of these hoppers. And with some cart loaders on either end, it might be ugly, but our super smelter is complete. And it's time to return to our farm, and we're going to start by digging out a hole underneath these posts for the water stream. After that, we're going to build some walls around it and of course install the fence post at the top. Now this might take a while, so let's speed things up with super fast build mode in the form of a time lapse. And with our cactus farm complete, we were able to get our hands on some lime green dye, and as a result we now have everything we need to start building our villager training academy. As you'll see, we've selected a lovely little spot right here on the edge of the village, which means that they won't have far to go to get to their classes. And in the shulker box, we have everything we need to turn this blank space right here into our villager training academy. And with everything ready, it is time to start building. And there we go, ladies and gents, the Villager Training Academy is complete. And you'll see we've got some big boxes with some stuff and some pipes, as well as some computer panels against the wall there. I have no idea what it does, but the engineers assured me that it is very, very necessary. I was hesitant to ask about this massive green tank with a mysterious fluid inside, so I'll just keep still on that front. Anyway, this is just the first of the components in our Villager Training Academy. The rest we'll get to in just a minute, but I think we are off to a very good start and it is looking spectacular. So without further ado, let's carry on. And next up, we are of course going to need to fix up the interior. Now I have no idea why they want me to plant crops inside a training center, but hey, I'm not gonna argue with the experts. So let's get all of this hoed down. And next up, we need to get rid of this iron golem, and I'm just gonna do that by setting him alight and running away in case he decides to retaliate. So I'm sure I'll be quite safe while he's burning, but I'm not going to take any chances. Instead, I'm going to take a lunch break. He's still going, isn't he? Anyway, the golem has been disposed of, and now it's time to build the channel. And I'm going to do it 3 blocks deep, and I'm going to line it with white concrete just to keep the clean, smooth feel alive throughout the entire build. And these are the last few blocks that I need to take out, so now I can start placing my white concrete. So we're going to start over there. I'll take out that block just now. However, the rest of the channel is complete at the bottom. But I want to do the walls in white concrete as well, so let's dig these out and replace it with white concrete. And my shovel broke just in time. So let's get these blocks placed, and that is looking quite smooth. And I'm just going to start planting some crops here, because while this place isn't ready for students just yet, it's always good to prepare in advance. So I'm just going to go around planting potatoes, and after that we'll complete the water channel. And our water channel is complete, and as you have probably guessed, this is leading to a zombie curing chamber. So I'm just going to flatten out here. I see there's a massive hole underneath me, but let's just get the area dug out that I need, and we'll go from there. So this is the zombie curing chamber layout that I have been using in a lot of my previous builds. However, I've always had a desire to make the whole thing automated and make it so that you can control it from a panel on a wall. Now, I haven't had the redstone skills to do that, but I think perhaps it's time to give it another try. So I'm going to retire to my redstone testing world, and I'm not coming back until I have cracked this puzzle. I'll see you guys a bit later. And it is quite a bit later, but I have cracked it. I have come up with a design that will allow me to operate this curing chamber in exactly the manner I have always wanted to. However, in order to do that, I'm going to need to dig a massive hole, because my redstone is absolutely gargantuan. And I'm sure some of the experts out there will be able to do exactly what I've done in about 1/10 of the space, but this is my design. I came up with it, and it works. So, without further ado, let's dig a hole. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the hole has been dug. The Training Academy main center has been built, and that is unfortunately all we have time for today. Because in order to build my redstone contraption, I'm going to need quite a bit of colored wool, which in turn means I will need to build a sheep farm. And I will get to that in the next episode. However, it is day 238 and fresh back from vacation, we have a fancy new job title and we have made some progress into bettering the lives of these villagers. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Leave a like if you did, and if you want to see some more, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But this is Fungusaurus Rex saying until next time, beautiful people, stay awesome. Bye bye.